Hey, what's going on, guys? Bringing another book. I think that's a very good addition to any chess player's library. This is a very interesting in-game book where it has a lot of very tricky in-game positions that really are practical in a lot of ways, and sometimes some are quite obscure, but it might just be something that might be reminiscent of something that you might run across in a tournament game. But anyway, this book was originally printed in 1963 in Budapest, and then it was reprinted by Dover Books in 1997. Of course, it's by, if I'm pronouncing the name right, Geno Bond. And this is the tactics of the endgame. So let me show you a position here. And I might add that I'm going to use our stockfish here as just as a little analytical assistant. Right now I have him displaying the evaluation, which he's basically saying white is going to win at 42 pawns or whatever. So we're going to change the mode just so I can show you a little bit how the DGTPi works. That is, let's see here. Go here, go to mode, and we're going to go to analysis mode. And in this mode, Stockfish shows you his or her respective move. So in this case, he's recommending knight d4 check, which is exactly what the author of this book recommends. And but before we go on, we're going to take a look at this position. Okay. Black has 3 pawns coming down the board. I mean, at the very least, in a real tournament game, you probably could secure a draw as white, if nothing else. Very tricky in this game, by the way, and Black might think that he could have a draw here because of the very advanced rook pawn. But as we'll see, that's just not the case. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and go knight d4 check. Okay, king knight 8 is the move that is played in the book. But however, let's go back and see what Stockfish recommends. Stockfish recommends king b1, which is the best move, because any other move, according to the book, I'll read you what he says. Quote here, he says, after any move, knight to knight 5 and bishop to bishop 6 would make the pawns ineffective and untenable. Thereafter, white would easily bring the issue to a decision. Very classical way of saying that. So anyway, he goes king b1, knight to b5. I mean, the obvious move here is to push the pawn. There's really no other real move here. He's threatening the pawn with the knight. I mean, you move your king. It's just, I mean, there's no other, and the knight is a little bit closer, so there's no other real move here except to push this pawn. Now, in this case here, you could probably go ahead and secure a draw by going knight to c3, check, king moves, and you take this, takes, and something like this, then he pushed, and then you bring the bishop to, say, f6. I mean, that's, of course, that's a draw for sure. But anyway, that is not what happened. So
take back.
We go here, here. So
take back.
So, but white wants to win. That's the point here. So here's a tricky move. Tricky move is knight to a3 check. Now this, you know, might seem a little odd. Like, why on earth would he do this? Because if he pushes here, you know, if he threatens it with his knight, like, what is he going to do? You know, he might, because only one more square and they're pawn queens. So really the only move here, because obviously if he goes
Take
here,
back.
if he goes there, that'll be
Checkmate.
that'd be checkmate there.
Take back. Take back.
If he goes here, you still go here, and now he can't get over here to this pawn because the B1 square and the A1 square is locked down, and the C2 square. So anyway,
take back. Take back.
King B2. And here's the shocker right here. Now, in the book, quote, he says, seemingly, black's pawn on rook 7 has become useful, for it enforces the sacrifice on the part of white. So the shocking move here is bishop F6 check. I mean, only one real move here is the take. Double rook, bishop to rook 1, double X-clam. Now, reason why I think this is a very good endgame to study, position to study, is that we get a lot of themes here. And this is the theme of having a stalemated king. And you know, I think of a stalemated king, if he can be touched, he can be killed. So the only move that obviously black has is to go here. And obviously king is not going to take that. So he comes, king B3, B4 check. I mean, you can go king to either way. You can go king here and it will be the same, or you can go king here. Doesn't really matter. And but anyway, just for the sake of the argument, we'll go here. So if he goes check, and he goes here, and if he goes, that's the only legal move. Bishop takes pawn.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. In the end, I think it's a very, very beautiful position, very useful, very knowledgeable to know. And again, I can't recommend this book anymore. It has a lot of more positions very similar to this, where you can get real practical, positional, intuitive strength from this book. And I'd highly recommend getting this book here. And if you want to support the channel, there'll be links in the description. But until the next video, you guys have fun exploring new positions, and just let me know anything what you think. Otherwise, have a good one.